Money grows, peace can grow. Minus that can grow. Only money grows.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your man King Marcel, and we back with another video. So it seems that there's a new virus going out called the Hantavirus. I heard that it has a 40% kill rate, and that the people who initially got it were on a cruise ship. The last I heard about the situation was that they was keeping them quarantined on the cruise ship itself, but now I'm finding out that 20 plus people have been sent home, and a lot of those people ended up having it, and some of them have died. And it's a very infectious disease based off of what they're saying. They're saying that the regular Hunter's virus wasn't that spreadable, but for some reason this one is airborne. It's a lot of moving parts with this, and I just feel like this is all just to keep us distracted and diluted and to try to kill off as many people as possible, because we were all finding out who the real enemies of this world are. And now they're hitting us day after day with something new, and it's like it's getting to the point where it's getting very frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, because the way that they went about handling this situation, to me, and I'm not no health professional whatsoever, but the way that this is being handled is tragic. People need to be fired, if not worse, because this is madness. This is truly madness. So we're about to check out a video that's going to, give us a lot of information that, that I didn't have, and maybe you guys haven't seen as well. So we're about to get right into this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so make sure you guys are subbing up and joining the kingdom. But with that being said, let's get right into this one. This is crazy.
Are tracking a new case of Hantavirus linked to that outbreak on a cruise ship. They say a man who was on board has tested positive.
The recommendation is for people to remain in their cabins. Obviously, that's not very pleasant for everyone for a long period of time. There is, we understand, plenty of food, plenty of water on board. So people are being fed, and they are doing some decontamination on board, disinfection in the cabins themselves. So we've asked about any rats on board. We've been told there are no rats on board.
How would they know?
So there are lots of different things.
I think some people are worried that this whole thing started probably on the ship. It probably actually started prior to the ship, where two of these individuals clearly got infected. A little complicated because the incubation period for this virus can be any 8 weeks. So you don't quite know. We saw these additional cases that got sick later in April. Were they sick because they got infected on the ship? Or were they sick because they also were exposed in Argentina prior to getting on the ship? And I'm sure the epidemiology teams that are looking at this are going to figure this out. One thing that is disconcerting, not alarming, but disconcerting, is this is the one hantavirus, the Andes virus, that has been shown historically to be able to be transmitted human to human. The other viruses are all rodent to man, rodent to man, rodent to man, rodent to man. The Andes virus has clearly shown the capability, rarely, but it can go human to human.
It's like, how coincidental is that? You know what I'm saying? How coincidental is it that out of all of the types of hantaviruses that there are, this one in particular is the one that goes from human to human? Like, how many times are we going to say these things are coincidences before we realize, like the light bulb goes off that maybe they're targeting us for some odd reason? And could that some odd reason be because we're not believing in the narratives that they've been trying to shape, so now they're going about a different way of handling that type of problem? Again, there's been plans to depopulate the world. We know that. It's an Illuminati card game. These elites have been literally talking about this in broad daylight. Bill Gates, a lot of these billionaires have literally out of their mouths said that there needs to be depopulation. How would they go about doing it if it's not for stuff like this? At first it was 19. You can't say the word on your channel or you get, shadow banned. And now this, and let's say this spreads. Who's to say that coincidentally, a vaccine doesn't come out for it. It's like, come on, like this stuff is getting ridiculous.
This morning, French media is reporting that the Ministry of Health there, that a French contact case has now been confirmed, and this would bring the total number of cases to 9. Meanwhile, the MV Hondius and its 150 passengers or so are still stuck off the coast of Cape Verde after getting there on Monday. We've also gotten confirmation that the strain of hantavirus can jump from person to person.
Unless you have a story,
Sorry about
you
the
don't
ad,
really
y'all.
persuade people.
This is just total madness. Are we supposed to believe this?
There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part.
Overnight, the 3 remaining passengers showing symptoms were to be evacuated.
The plan now is for the ship
Why?
to continue on to the Canary Islands.
So far, 3 passengers have died and 2 others have been hospitalized, one in South Africa, another in Switzerland.
We do believe that there may be some human-to-human transmission that's happening among the really close contacts, the husband and wife, people who've shared cabins.
Hantavirus typically spreads from dust contaminated by rodent droppings or saliva. But the Andes strain can spread from person to person and is only found in regions of South America. The Dutch cruise ship left Argentina on April 1st and has been moored off the West African island of Cape Verde since Sunday.
This was an expedition boat, and many of the people on board were doing bird watching. They were doing, a lot of things with wildlife. So our assumption is they were infected off the boat and then joined the cruise.
Video shows officials from the World Health Organization boarding the ship, covered in personal protective equipment, there to monitor for any new cases, with full disinfection set for when the MV Hondius reaches Spain's Canary Islands.
Potential to spread beyond an outbreak is very small.
Health officials tempering worry for the public.
A cruise ship that's been hit by hantavirus, people ill on board, they're currently stuck outside Cape Verde. They had been promised safe passage and able to disembark in the Canary Islands. However, the leader of Spain's Canary Islands has just told Reuters, according to Reuters, rejected the fact that the hantavirus.
And they're saying that they potentially got it before coming on board the ship. So does that mean that it's just ravaging South America right now? Because if this is jumping from person to person, and these folks have just been on a cruise ship, and it's jumping from person to person, and they contracted it when they were in Argentina, wouldn't that mean that it's already spreading locally there? Why that's not being talked about? This doesn't, like, the math just ain't math.
The cruise ship is able to dock there. The leader of Spain's Canary Islands has said that ship will not be allowed to dock in the Canary Islands. He's also demanded an urgent meeting with the Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez to discuss the situation. So the leader of the Canary Islands has rejected the docking of the ship infected by hantavirus. You can see it currently
Can
there.
you blame them?
Just off the coast of Cape Verde.
Don't blame them whatsoever.
Some passengers who are infected, who are ill, will be able to disembark in Cape Verde to get that immediate medical attention. But it is unclear what happens to the rest of them.
Brutal. I mean, can you imagine just being stuck with nowhere to go in the meantime? Obviously comes after the WHO and the EU tried to intervene to help change the direction of travel of this, but no solution yet.
And it was going to be 3 to 4 days even to get to the Canary Islands. And if they were unable to dock there, it gives you a bit of a sense of the scale of time we're talking for the people still on that ship.
This is a story that has now so many different strands. One is what's happening on board the ship in Cape Verde, where we know the 3 people have been taken off. 2 of them were in a serious condition. The third was, as we understand it, asymptomatic, but was closely linked to a German passenger who died on the 2nd of May. Now, for precautionary reasons, it was felt that they also needed to be under the close supervision of medical authorities. Now, as they've been taken ashore at Cape Verde, there is a medical flight, a specialist flight that will be going out to take them back to the Netherlands. That will have high level of medical care available on board. There are also 2 infectious diseases consultants who will be joining the ship, according to Oceanwide Expeditions, as it then travels on to the Canary Islands with, by my count, 146 passengers still on board. What they're thinking at the moment, goodness knows, because Cape Verde has said they cannot come ashore, and it seems uncertain at the moment whether they will be allowed ashore in the Canary Islands. But the feeling is that that is the closest port where they can disembark, be screened, receive medical attention if necessary, and be repatriated home. So it is an uncertain situation at the moment, and it is developing rapidly this morning. It's rare in Europe, but quite common worldwide. There's something like 100,000 cases worldwide. It divides into two spheres. So in Asia, it tends to cause kidney disease in serious cases. In the New World, so South America and North America, it tends to develop into Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. That's a respiratory condition, and in some cases that can be spread from human to human, and that is what is happening, it seems, on board this cruise ship. My understanding is that people have to be symptomatic for them to be infectious. It's not like COVID, where even if you didn't show any symptoms, you could pass it on to vulnerable people. That is not the situation with hantavirus, and if there are now infectious diseases specialists getting on board, they will be able to provide medical care, but also reassurance for those passengers and crew.
Do they need to be quarantined? What we know is that we would want to have a thorough epidemiologic investigation, medical exams, of course, epidemiologic investigations, maybe sampling, testing, etc. And then if there is the need for a quarantine, that will be the decision of the health authorities.
How long will this potential quarantine, let's say, last for these?
Craziness. Sorry about these ads again.
But the mirror was keeping
passengers.
8 weeks is a horribly long time to be quarantined, right?
Yeah.
These passengers have
I would rather that, even if I was one of the people who were on the ship, I would rather be quarantined for 8 weeks and make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I'm healthy and that I don't try to go back to my normal life and then drop dead or potentially infect other people than to, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather stay on the damn boat. I would rather stay on the boat when I'm knowing I'm going to get treatment. Even if I do or don't get sick, I got an excuse from work. You know what I'm saying? I will sue so that I'll make sure if I missed any pay that I'm getting it back. Like, what we talking about? Because when that bitch ass dude got on camera crying about about staying on the boat, it's like, dude, you on a cruise anyway. You on a cruise. But you would rather go back into the world and go back around your family and potentially get them sick? How selfish is that? Knowing that you decided to go on this cruise and go to these areas. No one forced your hand. You did that. And then you got the sickness, or potentially could have contracted this sickness. But then you want to make it everybody else's problem because you want to go home? And you made a video crying about it? Like, come on, man. What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about?
For a very long time. We have been worried about the mental health.
This is getting crazy, man.
The uncertainty, the unclarity, and how they are feeling to be contained in the port of Cabo Verde for a long time now.
If you had to, I guess, make an educated guess as to where this may have come from, what are your thoughts?
This boat has been certified to be free of rodents. And I know that the crew has been scrutinizing every area of the boat to make sure, even having several traps on the boat to be able to see if there are rodents, and none have been found.
Many people say that this is why they will never go on a cruise. To what extent are cruise ships safe in this regard?
I would say that this is an exception. We know that this boat had a specific profile of people who are very interested in wildlife, zoonotic, and so on. So this is, and they had been exposed to bird watching and maybe areas where this aerosol dust of rodent urine or excreta could have been an exposure for them. So I would say this is a very much of an exception, but I wouldn't discourage people from going on a cruise because of this very rare and specific event.
To put that to what extent could this become a pandemic level threat?
It's not at all the same kind of virus we're dealing with.
So to reiterate, she says this is not like COVID, but that is also not calming fears, Errol.
Because why would it be? These folks lie about every little thing, and nothing about this seems right. It smells 1000% fishy. So why? And then with everything else that is going on, why would we trust these folks? People are on high alert because of all the things that are going on. And when stuff like this is going on, it seems very insidious. It seems like it's being purposefully done. But then we supposed to take their word for it. Oh, it won't get that bad. That's the same things. That's the same verbiage that they was using at the beginning of the 19 outbreak. Oh, it's not that bad. It won't spread, and then it spread to the entire globe, supposedly. Like, come on. Like, this stuff is getting outrageous. But you guys let me know down in the comment section what you think. Do you think that this is just a normal sickness that these people contracted and that it's just going to end here? Or do you think that it was something insidious done so that it could spread to other people? Because again, why would they release the people? Why would certain people be released and then they contracted, they ended up having it, and then some of them ended up dying? And now these folks who left the ship, I believe they went all over. They in different states in the United States. They're in different countries. Isn't this exactly how the supposed 19 virus got spread? Let me know down in the comment section. Am I tripping? Is people on high alert for no reason? Or is it validity to the paranoia that's going on? But that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers and we just need 15 more. So make sure you guys join the kingdom. And make sure you guys join the kingdom of the Most High God. Make sure you keep them in your prayers so that we get through these crazy, crazy times. But with that being said, King Marcel out. Peace.
Devil is a lie, looking for the prize. That's eternal life. And bringing the chains in my mind. Talking real peace.